Welcome back to IGN Live from Gamescom 2018. It's time to check in with Rage 2. I'm here with Tim and Loki, who are going to get us up to speed with the game. Gentlemen, welcome to the IGN stage.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Rage 2 revealed at E3 earlier this summer. What are you guys showing off at Gamescom this week?
So at Gamescom this week, we're focusing on the first-person combat of the game. This is a collaboration between id Software, first-person shooter guys,
Sure.
Avalanche Studios, great open-world immersive gameplay. But for the short time that we have here at the show, we wanted to show that id Software action in this Avalanche world.
Yeah, I want to ask about that. id Software has quite the pedigree for gunplay, really satisfying gunplay in games like Rage. But is it harder to achieve that in a more open-world environment like this, where so much crazy stuff is happening?
I mean, it's a challenge to get it just right. I mean, like id Software knows their business, of course, but it's been great working with them, getting it just tight and great. And I hope we're showing some good gameplay on this today.
Yeah. What are we seeing right here?
So this is one of the battles where we're asked to call down a satellite leftover from before the asteroid hit the Earth. But unfortunately, it's been populated by a bunch of bandits called the Goon Squad. So we have to take these Goon Squad bandits out before we can reach the command center. So we are using our weapons and our special abilities and our gadgets to can engage in this combat.
Yeah. Along with our guns, there's also melee combat as well. And what sort of special abilities do we have? At least what do we have right here?
So we have like something we'll call nanotride powers or nanotride abilities, which are like ground slam and shock waves and double jumps and stuff like that, dash abilities. So they're all about causing mayhem and encouraging movement and get close to the action and encourages also like physicality and like interaction with dynamic objects and enemies like that.
Is this supposed to be a post-apocalyptic version of our world?
Yes. So this is Earth, but it's not that brown and dusty world that most people think of. We like to call it the post-apocalyptic world, where we'll have different biomes with like trees and swamps and forests, and of course people have evolved. So we're really going for the more over-the-top, colorful, rich world that has grown since the disaster.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of the people in this world are a little crazy. Maybe they've lost their moral center. But the character we're playing? Are we just a straight up good guy?
Yeah, Walker is who's our main character. Is a new main character for this game. We want to give you a fresh start into the story and how the game has evolved over the years. Like this is set like 30 years after the first game. So you're like the last of the Rangers. So you go into Wasteland to sort of like live up to that legacy, and you have your own kind of story that you follow and your own motivations. But since you're this kind of Wasteland superhero, you go about oppose. Like most of the bad guys in this game oppose what you're standing for, basically.
Yes, I see.
So that leads you into all kinds of trouble.
Well, in Avalanche games, it's fairly common to meet a wide cast of colorful characters along the way. Is that something we can expect to happen here?
Yeah. So from the original Rage, one of the pillars of that game was these rich, colorful characters, and that of course is back. And so some of the people that you have met in the first game will be back. But it's also important to note that if you had not played the original or you're not familiar with it, it's okay.
Cool.
Rage 2 stands on its own. It's a separate game.
These powers look super fun.
I mean, they're supposed to complement the weapons in interesting ways, right? And create fun combat, basically.
Yeah.
So it's all about fun. It's all about like playfulness and responsiveness.
So when you're designing play areas like this, when the player is so much more powerful than any of these goons that you're attacking, like how is it difficult to actually present a challenge? Is it just a numbers game? We just need to throw more enemies at them?
No, our guys are pretty smart, and they know where you are, and plus the open world nature of the game allows you to play the way you want, and you can approach these combat situations with different weapons and abilities and powers. So everyone will experience something different, and it's really a dynamic environment.
Can you speak to the wing stick that we're seeing here?
I mean, the wing stick is such an iconic weapon or like tool gadget from the first game, so we really wanted to bring that back. And we've tweaked it some, and we made it so you can upgrade it a bit. And you saw some example of where you do the targeting, so you can curve it around corners and stuff like that. So like just make it even more fun.
Yeah. So a lot of open world, crazy shooting. What sorts of missions can we expect to be tasked with?
Yeah, so there's lots of stuff. I mean, this is an Avalanche game, so there's lots of stuff that you can do. We'll have racing, and we'll have Mutant Bash TV, a fan favorite from the original. We'll have bounties that you'll have to find. We'll have settlements that you'll have to take out, and of course larger type missions like this one where we bring down an old satellite from space. So we worked hard to add a lot of variety to the experience.
I see. Vehicles are also a big part of the game. Driving vehicles yourself. Sure. Even flying vehicles, is that true?
We have some flying vehicles for sure. I mean, like you're going to have like one major combat vehicle that you're going to drive and customize and do things with. But there's like lots of vehicles to collect and use for different things. So flying and boats is more like exploration type gameplay around that. But there's going to be plenty of like vehicle action and combat as well.
I see. So in this collaboration between id and Avalanche, anything that has like sort of surprised you or that you've been able to learn from each other along the way?
Oh, there's been a ton that we've learned.
Lots of stuff.
Yes, we so id, we're very focused on every single detail, very very vertical. Sure. And Avalanche, they're very horizontal, And so we have to make a game like this. So I've definitely learned a lot about what true emergent open world gameplay is.
And I mean, like id is the masters of first person combat, and they taught us so much about how to make that good and how to get all the the tweaking right, get it just exactly right. So they have a great sense of detail.
Yeah. You don't see these sort of like developer collaborations very often. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been great because we've always admired Avalanche. They bring great technology to the game. They bring great experience, and plus they're awesome to work with.
Yeah. Is it true? What I'm noticing here, are you able to shoot armor off enemies?
Yeah, I mean that was a feature in the first Rage game that we really felt like we should definitely bring over to this game. It creates great dynamics and good tactics. And it works well with a lot of our, nanotype powers and weapons as well.
I think when I think about Avalanche games, I think more of open world spaces. Are there more? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, I would think like indoor environments. Avalanche, I think outdoor environments.
Yeah, so this is very classic id style here. But like I said, we had a limited time. At these trade shows, we have to get the impact in 20 or 30 minutes when people can play. But think of this, but everywhere. And of course we have some outdoor battles. We have some caves. So there's a variety of environments.
I see. When we see the screen glitch out, what's happening there?
Oh, that's so you have those nanotrites inside of you,
right?
And so when you go to overdrive, your system it's like
overcharging everything because you're connected to your gun through that nanotrite powers through the micro robots. So like that whole technology and the sort of like magic ingredient, but like the sci-fi ingredient of feltrite is really what causes them to go into supercharge mode.
I see.
And it's kind of like it's the bit of the quad damage heritage coming into to the game like that.
Yeah, sure. So are we sort of nearing the end of this mission here?
Yes. So you've successfully found the command center of the Eden project, and you wait for the space satellite to come. Yes, you can see it's on its way down. And the great thing about this technology in this game is, once that hits the ground, you climb into it, and there's an elevator, and you go to its command center, and the world really is dynamic and open, and there are no level loads. So it's very unique and very very fun.
Yeah, wow, this is very impressive. Sense of scale there. That's very cool. That's a nice little button.
Nice little in there. Good demo.
Yeah, it's just there's the logo right there.
This game looks super fun. When are we going to get to play it?
So it'll be available in spring of 2019.
Okay.
And it'll be on the three big platforms. PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Very cool. Guys, thank you so much for showing us a little bit more of Rage 2 here today.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Still more to come from Gamescom 2018 on IGN Live after this.